You are tuned in to 50/50 News on the House of the Princess channel, hosted by Princess A.V, featuring world, local, celebrity, and YouTube news. Be sure to hit the like, subscribe, and notification bell as I give you the traditional news with a small twist of ratchet. Let's go. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Thank y'all for coming. It is me, Princess A.V. I am the host of your 50/50 News. Now, look, y'all gonna have to bear with me a little bit tonight. I have like a new setup. And it's not quite like 100% like I wanted, but I miss y'all. Anybody miss me, right? And I wanted to like test some things out, and as I went live, I realized that I didn't do some things right, but it's okay, right? I'm gonna figure this out and I'm gonna get back to it. So for the first time, I have my desk, okay? And like I said, I'm still tweaking some things out. And so now I can see y'all big and bright, and I can switch from camera to camera. So I hope while I'm doing this and getting my life together, that you can press the like button. You know how I feel, okay? Show some manners, press the like button, okay? Wipe your feet as you're coming in the door, and let's have a good time. So I think I messed up one thing. So let me open up this in a new, oh no, open up a new tab. Give me 1 second. Like in a new tab. I missed the video. So, oh, AT2, you always miss me. So now that I got a new studio. So I don't have my official green screen up. So as you can see, like down here, I don't have no bottom because that's where the camera cuts off or some weird or whatever. So I have to put my green screen back up. And also I'm going to have some extra backdrops. I'm going to build cloud walls somewhere in this room. I still got a lot of unpacking to do, things to fix, decorations or whatever. So in the meantime, I also want to say thank you. She might be upset. I don't care, okay? Thank you to Black Diamond. She surprised me and sent me a desk. Um, and Shay is like, we want you to have a virtual housewoman or whatever. And so I also need to update my Amazon wish list. I do have one, okay? And she was like, we want to buy you stuff from the house. So I got so much stuff, I'm trying to find places to put it. So I don't need a whole bunch of things, but I just need things. There are some things I had to give up and were broken or whatever I had in storage that got ruined. And that I had to replace. So other than that, I am good. I'm thankful for what everybody does for me, prays for me. And we are starting like a new season. We gonna have some fun. We gonna have some things. So I've been hearing y'all. I hear y'all. We need the news. And it's not that I didn't want to give it to you. I just been doing a lot. Also, in school, I'm teaching, so to speak. It's just been a lot dealing with the kids, and like this month they have so much going on, and I be telling people they're like energy vampires, and they just take a lot of my time. And if I can find what I did with this one video, I can get started. Did it disappear? Oh, there it is. Because this one, I'm gonna make this quick. That's why I have to make sure that this is together. So I don't want to be for you super long. Thank y'all, everybody that's here. And look, I can see, and now I don't have to keep switching on the one screen. So my next goal is this year. I need a desktop so that I won't have to move around stuff. And thankfully, other than the light, it takes up a lot of room in the room. And I'll on the back side of where I'm looking at will be my workstation, so you can see me do my DIYs. So I'll be flipping the light the other way. So this will be a multi-purpose room. Is to get a desktop to handle all this work, because this is a lot with the laptop streaming and pushing stuff. It's a lot. That's all I got to say. So that's my next goal. I purchase some things. Well, I'll talk about that on another live. So again, I hope that you have pressed the like button, and the likes are kind of liking. I thank y'all for coming out. And pretty much, let's get to the news. All of y'all know that this is the way you find me. If this is your first time here, maybe you found me on the um look, I ain't been on YouTube so long on a regular basis. I don't forget what it's called on the For You page or whatever. Come in, like, also press the subscribe button. All of y'all that are subscribed, double check your subscriptions, because when you're not on YouTube for a little while, sometimes they take your subscribers and throw them away. If you're dormant, just go ahead and check your subscription. Make sure that you still belong in the house, in the palace. Okay. So without further ado, we're gonna get down to it. This is my news show where we do 100% real news, and I just give you a little bit of commentary and breakdown to go with it. So with that being said, we're gonna get started for real. Local news. Okay, so of course we're going to start with local news. This is news that is indigenous to the city of Chicago in the metropolitan area, because that is where I'm from. So without further ado, let me add to the stream. Okay, our first news story is about our new mayor. I can't say I was just happy to vote for him. I personally just wasn't impressed with none of the candidates like that. But Chicago has a new mayor, if I'm not mistaken, except for Eugene Sawyer. I don't really count him as a Chicago mayor because he was mayor by default. He didn't win the election. So this is like our second Chicago, well, third. Let me take that. Our third Chicago mayor. I do not I didn't count Mayor Lightfoot in the equation because she was the first lesbian mayor. So all the semantics of it all, and she was the first Black woman mayor. So I'll let her have that. But he's like the second Black man mayor. Let's go with that. So he was inaugurated today. So here we go to Foxx 32, and let's see what they are talking about.
Today's inauguration ceremonies for Chicago's new mayor, Brandon Johnson. Let's go back one more time to Dane Placco for more. Hi, Dane.
Hey, Roseanne. Yeah, as you can probably hear behind me, there's still music playing here at the UIC Pavilion. A lot of the people beginning to file out now. I'll step out of the way and let you take a look. Still a few aldermen who were just sworn in up on stage, but there were probably 30,000, 3,500 people filling the pavilion a short time ago. Now they're headed for the exits. Let's show you some of the video from this morning's inauguration. Johnson was sworn in by Cook County Chief Judge Tim Evans. That happening about 11:50 this morning. Johnson's first act was to turn around and applaud the 50 aldermen sitting behind him who just been sworn in. This inauguration, as you guys were just mentioning, this inauguration was very much like had the feel of a church service with a gospel choir and a call and response. There was music and dance, and then the swearing in of City Clerk Anna Valencia and City Treasurer Melissa Conyers-Irvin. Johnson spoke for about 35 minutes. He spoke emotionally about the soul of Chicago, bringing the city together, helping the city's poorest communities. A lot of lofty goals, but as Mike said, not a lot of specifics on how he plans to achieve all of that. He also talked about the number one topic in the election, public safety.
The Chicagoans, though, fear for their safety. And when they walk down the streets to get groceries or drive to the gas station, because our city's homicide and violent crime rates have consistently outpaced our peer cities. Our public transit is unreliable and unsafe, so much so that many parents refuse to let their children ride, even when the CTA could be the pathway to opportunity and enrichment. Rent in Chicago continues to go up year after year after year, while the development of both affordable and market rate housing stagnates. And as a result, too many in our city go to sleep unhoused, and too few families know the security of owning their own home.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that there was a very heavy presence of organized labor at this inauguration. In fact, sitting on the stage with Brandon Johnson was AFT President Randy Weingarten, the American Federation of Teachers president. Of course, Johnson, a former organizer for the Chicago Teachers Union. Also, during the remarks, chants of SEIU broke out at one point, Service Employees International Union. So there was a very strong union presence here, as well as people from the west side and south sides occasionally chanting west side, and they would be responded by south side, south side. So as we say, things wrapping up here, most of the crowd moving to the exits. Altogether, it took about an hour and 40 minutes with Brandon Johnson delivering his address for about 35 minutes. Roseanne, back to you.
Okay, Dane, thanks so much. Oh, Credit Union One Arena was filled with Johnson supporters, and Joni Lum was outside with some reaction to the official start of the Brandon Johnson era.
There were voters, clergy members, families with children here to celebrate the new administration in Chicago. Credit Union One Arena was at capacity, an event designed for the public. Brandon Johnson returned to his educational roots before attending his inauguration. He visited students and community activists on the west side at Michelle Clark Magnet High School, where he received an emotional boost to start his first day as mayor. Johnson is raising his family on the west side, taught school in Chicago, and is the teachers union's mayor. His stop here sends a message.
There's a lot of economic dislocation, divestment in that community. A lot of violence in the surrounding neighborhoods. The problem of guns, and I think that it reflects his commitment and his care about the people who live in that neighborhood, and by extension, the people who live all over the city of Chicago.
Everybody have to be hopeful. This is our city. We want the best for our city. We want him to do well. We all have to embrace him and lift him up.
We not look for Brandon Johnson to turn everything around. It's all of us. And that we've made that mistake before with mayors, with presidents. It's not some individual that's going to turn it around. It's all of us together.
Inauguration Day does represent hope for a lot of Chicagoans who wanted to witness the start of something new in person. Joni Lum, Fox 32, Chicago.
Look at here. Now, first of all, black folks, we always gotta be extra. When we coming in, we come in black. You gonna make sure that everything is black. They done had the praise dancers down to the Credit One Arena to say, look, we finna be super black up in here because Lori Lightfoot, she only had the Blackstone Rangers. You know what I'm saying? She didn't have all of that. But she has a white wife, but I haven't seen her wife in a while. I know she cheated on her, and that was a big scandal. She was out there with the hoes. So, It's obvious that Brandon Jackson then came in and said, I'm black, y'all. I'm black, y'all. And I'm blackity black. I'm black, y'all. Anytime during a political setting, and Roxanne, she's from the West Side. I am from, well, she's not from the West Side, but she's over the West. Um, I am from the South Side. And stop gang banging in the chat. um, I can only imagine. Let me tell you how that went. And Mr. Placko, I guess he's never been in the middle of the South Side, West Side all call. So if West Side kicked it off, they were over there like West Side, and somebody else kicked it off, was like South Side, West Side, South Side, West Side, and that's how it went in the audience. And that was some hood stuff, state to the lake. That's West Side talk, okay? South Side is well, South Side is so vast. It's gonna go you're gonna go wild, low end, east side crazy, kill awards. Yeah, we on the 9. So and West Side, they're gonna be like Madison, Lake Street, just Lake Street, yeah. So I'm sure they got jovially hood during this inauguration. Again, he mentioned that he's making all these promises, but no way of how he's going to do it. And that is the only reason why I'm not impressed. I was not impressed by none of the candidate dates, really, because he said, oh, we going to get the youth jobs. I'm like, what does a 12-year-old that's out here robbing give a fuck about a job, sir? Giving them something to do. Part of the reason these kids are out there is because it's poor parenting and poverty. He told no lies in that little speech. Stop gangbanging in the chat. That you heard, but for me, it's the solutions that were very questionable to me. How are you really going to execute the war on all of this crime and the things that are going on in the city of Chicago, sir? Those are my questions. Because throwing money at it or teaching the kids is just not going to do it. I know for a fact that this was a political race. SEIU, those are SPED teachers and other workforce unions. And then, of course, the teachers. They usually choose the mayor or at least the runner-up. So they decided to choose him because he was a teacher and he was one of the heads of the teachers union. So it was definitely a favorite vote. But he is the mayor now, so more power to him. Also, they were mentioning other black candidates who won. Melissa Conyers Irving, we're voting for everybody black. So more power to them. I hope they're able to solve some of the problems that we have in the city of Chicago and keep it moving, because I don't know him. Okay. So our next story is a young woman had been charged and held on with assault and held on, I believe, $800,000 bond because she was randomly getting out of her car and beating people with a bat. Let's go to Fox 32 here with this story.
The woman charged in the multiple attacks using a baseball bat is now being held on $800,000 bond. The judge says it's $100,000 for each victim she allegedly harmed. 26-year-old Denise Solorzano was arrested earlier this week. She is accused of attacking multiple women on the city's north side. One incident was caught on video. 8 people in total were attacked.
Okay, ma'am. You might have been listening to the song that said, beat that bitch. What about that's not what we're trying to do. All jokes aside, mental health issues are real. And this is definitely should be obvious that's coming into play. I don't know, I keep looking at my hair and I didn't bring no brush in here. This is bothering me. Um, Mental health issues definitely come into play. She had no reason to assault anyone. She just was like, well, let me go fuck some shit up. And she hurt people and like put them in the hospital. And for me, she's blessed. She's beyond blessed that did nobody bust a cap in that ass. And she didn't get the wrong one. I think she was picking because she all her victims were women. As you can see on that video, one of them was a woman with her baby. So I think she chose her victims based on vulnerability as well. So she wasn't that crazy. She didn't go get no tall man and try to beat on him. Okay. So our next story is about the murder of a youth services worker in the Englewood area. This is brought to you by CBS News Chicago.
Only on two, his mission was helping young people rebuild their lives, but he was shot and killed doing that work. The deadly shooting happened Friday outside the Bishop Shepherd Little Memorial Center in West Englewood.
CBS 2's Tara Molina is learning the victim was a youth services worker. Tara, you talked to a leader of the church and community center where this happened.
Erica and Joe, I sure did. And that pastor told me this is a really rough sign of the times here in Chicago. A man shot and killed on the job, a job he was doing to help prevent violence and give teens a second chance.
But there are a lot of young people.
Pastor Robert East has seen a lot in his 43 years in West Englewood. But the shooting Friday night outside his church and community center, he's never seen anything like it here.
First shooting. First.
Our cameras rolled after those deadly shots were fired. Now learning 61-year-old Mark Johnson, who worked for Treatment Alternatives for Safe Communities, or TASC, was the one caught in the crossfire, shot and killed.
He got caught in the gunfire. They were shooting at the young fella.
Pastor East says the 16-year-old boy Johnson was getting ready to take home from a rehabilitation program was the target. He was shot in the leg and is expected to be okay.
The persons who did the shooting was already parked out on the street waiting for this young man.
This gym was filled with teens involved in other programs hosted here Friday night. Thankfully, no one else was hurt. This is one of the rooms the TASC program uses in the Memorial Center building.
They give them an option, come to this program or maybe be incarcerated or whatever. So a lot of them use this option too.
TASC responded to our requests on the shooting and Mark Johnson's role with a statement. Quote, Mark's job at TASC, actually his mission, was to help people to rebuild their lives. And Mark tragically lost his at the very moment that he was on the job. Going on to say Johnson was a hero of this West Englewood community who wanted to help the neighborhood's most vulnerable. As for what's next, Pastor East says there are plans to beef up security here moving forward. After 43 years, he says the first shooting needs to be the last.
We're going to do what we can to come up with a plan with TASC, 9th District Commander, to see what can we do to prevent this kind of incident from happening again.
We weren't able to get in touch with Johnson's family in reporting this story. I have been checking in with Chicago police throughout the day. This is still under investigation. They won't tell me if they've identified a suspect, but no one is in custody right now. Reporting live outside the 9th District Station, I'm Tara Molina, CBS 2 News.
Tara, thank you. The acting director of Cook County's Juvenile Probation Department told CBS 2 they're offering their condolences to the victim's family and the youth and employees affected by the shooting. More from them in this story right now. You'll find it on our website, cbschicago.com.
I'm afraid that I might know the person, right? Because I'm familiar with that organization. When you hear a lot about crime in Chicago, Englewood is one of the highest crime areas. And then you have organizations like that that are trying to clean up the streets, clean up and change lives. And you think about, it's always the one person, the innocent person, that loses their life, right? This man, 61 years old, and lived his life, and he probably still had a few more years left, right? Trying to save someone else's life, loses his life, and the child that they came to take, he gets shot in the leg. And I pray that that child, number one, because people, once they don't get you, they do come back to finish. They need to send him down south, how they used to do. Um, I hope that he can really change his life and he can survive this. And that those people that took that man's life, Mr. Mark's life, that they need to just hang it up, turn themselves in. And when you take the life of people who have been changing the community, street justice will come into play. Definitely. Um, I hope that, what's the address? On 62nd and a Halsted. And that Liberty Temple Church, that church is very, 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 and that's, gang banging territory. Something's gonna happen. I just child, I'm scared. And it ain't even me. So prayers for that family, prayers for all families and those people involved in it. Excuse me, y'all. My nose itching all of a sudden. Allergies. I'm breaking out today a little bit. So on a lighter note, this next story is very, very quick. If you are looking for a job, shouts out to Ebony K. Williams and Iyanla Van Zant. CTA is
The CTA is hoping big bonuses will bring in new bus drivers. The transit agency holding a hiring fair at CTA headquarters this Friday. They're looking for bus operators and bus mechanics. Pay ranges from about $29 to $40 an hour, with a $1,000 hiring bonus for employees who remain on the job for at least a year.
My big burly back ass just might think about it. I always say no to CTA because of the stress. And I don't want to be around people. But I have experience and years of it, and I just need an air brake endorsement, which they would pay for, in order to get me to work. And I don't have kids to worry about. I can work the swing shift. I can do what I want. But then you don't control. They put you in some shit like over there in Englewood, okay? And no, ma'am, I'm not trying to dodge bullets while I'm trying to drive the bus. But as y'all can see, a bus driver here in the city of Chicago is not poor. Okay, he might make you a couple of dollars, baby, up to $40 an hour. That is a six-figure income. One time for the bus drivers, okay? That's just a little jokey joke. But yes, there is a job fair on Friday. Go get your some. So last for local news, we're on a somber note. I did not play the whole story. There is a story of a young woman, 24 years old, on the police force, set to graduate this coming up month. She was shot and killed in front of her house in an attempted robbery. And basically some kids, 18, 19, 16, and the other one I think was 18 years old. They tried to rob her. They went on a robbing spree. It started because one of the boy's girlfriends said she wanted to throw a barbecue, and I guess they broke asses, didn't have no link, and they decided to rob people instead of working or asking for what they want, or maybe just having hot dogs like regular ghetto people do. And they took her life. So funeral arrangements are coming up for her. Name is Ariana Preston. Okay, they took her life from her, and they, baby, whatever they do to them.
Funeral arrangements are now set for slain Chicago police officer Ariana Preston. Visitation is set for Tuesday from 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. at Blakeland Funeral Home in Oak Lawn. Her funeral will be held Wednesday morning at 10 at Trinity United Church of Christ. The 24-year-old was killed, as you will recall, May 6th during a robbery outside her home. Preston was just a week away from graduating from Loyola University at the time of her murder. Yesterday, her mom walked the stage there to accept her master's degree on her behalf.
See, these are the kind of things that hurt, because they took her life and threw away theirs. If you want to be a fuck up, that's fine. But you take away from hardworking people. She was doing something with her life, getting her master's at 24, already on the force. She was set for a beautiful future, and they took from her. Hey, Mike, just by Mashu. What type of news do I go over? Okay, look, you caught us right at the break. So those who are coming in or you're passing through, let me put my little stuff up here. You are watching 50/50 News. This show specifically is my news show. Excuse me, trying to fix my chair. This is my news show where I give you 100% real news with a twist of ratchet and commentary. We go over local Chicagoland news. Then we go into national news, entertainment, and YouTube. So I give you a little bit of everything as we go through the news cycle. So this is a way of, baby, our people perish for lack of knowledge. And if this is the way I need to spoon feed some of y'all, just to get a little bit in here, you need to know what's going on in the world. You need to know what's going on in the community around you. Now, I know I don't have to tell that to Meshu, because I see him on other channels. But it's important. That is what I do here. We still like to have a little fun while we're doing, hey, my cutie. So we have a little fun. This is my first time doing the news in a very long time. But I do have another news show. It's called I Know You Lying. And that news is, we laugh, okay? We laugh and gag. But some of it is news that I can't put in these categories that is like weird. And I just like, okay. So when we find that out, is like the reaction is like, I know you lying. Like that didn't happen. So I have that. Thank you. Righty. Like those individual. Yes, I love to have a little variety. Look, y'all just coming in. Look, I'm still setting up this office, but I can look directly at the screen. I don't have to sit at this little ass screen and switch. I'm looking at the screen and I can see it. So, like I told y'all, we're gonna talk about my next goal fundraiser is to get everything paid for and save up for my desktop. Hey, Ruby Love. Yes, and happy Mother's Day. Happy belated Mother's Day to everybody. Now, look, as you look down, this is a way to reach out to me on my Instagram, Facebook. If you need to email me or email me a tip, because more people email me news for I Know You Lying and clips. But that's my email, info@hausoftheeprincess.com. Cash App, okay? And you know we do accept all forms of payment here at the House of the Princess. But oh yeah, I got a little TikTok. All of that's there. Twitter. What else? My website. I'm gonna read you my website. I've been lazy. I started, never finished it. But that is what we have going here. If you want to send me a tip or something to cover, people are not bashful about it. Okay. How long are the shows? 1 to 2 hours, depending how quick I get through them. I'm trying to shorten this one, but because I don't do news that often, people be like, bring it back, so I do it a little bit longer. Depending on the news story, that affects the length of the show. So with that being said, let's go on to worldwide and national news. Okay, now it is okay. What's going on here? My phone going off. Sorry about that. This is the worldwide and national news. You might need me a little longer. Yes, I got all that stuff. I came in the game with website. So yes, it's time for worldwide and national news. So our first story is about Governor DeSantis. Let me get my commentary on his ass when I'm done. So all you Florida people, y'all fucking up the thing, okay? This is Governor DeSantis. He has signed 3 bills about education into law. This is something that we all need to know because he's trying to affect the rest of the 50 states, okay? I'm getting lost in the background. I need to hurry up. I'm going to put a curtain rod instead of my stand up here in order to have my green screen. Yeah. So bear with the optics of everything while I go. Right, AT2, boo. Here we go. This is Tampa Bay News. Let's go.
Just a couple hours ago, Governor Ron DeSantis signed a set of bills to bolster his higher education reform agenda for the state of Florida. 10 Tampa Bay's Adure Achumba joins us live from New College in Sarasota with what this will all look like. Adure.
That's right. From inside the hall, you could hear a group of protesters chanting different slogans, just as Governor Ron DeSantis signed those 3 education-related bills. Now, the bills include SB 266 to end diversity, equity, and inclusion, as well as critical race theory in higher education, as well as HB 931 to end what he described as a woke litmus test, and SB 240, which is aimed at increasing and improving workforce education. Now, SB 266 was passed by the Florida Senate last week. The governor has said that the way DEI operates, he claims that it represents discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination. DeSantis says this bill aims for greater oversight of state universities and colleges, but many critics have called this bill and the intent behind it racist and discriminatory at the core. They also say it limits academic freedom. DeSantis was joined by State University System of Florida Chancellor Ray Rodriguez, Richard Cochran of the new College as the interim president, as well as Christopher Rufo, one of the new board of trustee members of New College.
In reality, what this concept of DEI has been is the attempt to impose orthodoxy on the university. But this has basically been used as a veneer to impose an ideological agenda. And that is wrong. And in fact, if you look at the way this has actually been implemented across the country, DEI is better viewed as standing for discrimination, exclusion, and indoctrination. And that has no place in our public institutions.
Now, these bills provide nearly $180 million to various programs that include recruiting teachers and establishing civic and traditional education programs. Now, that funding also includes $35 million for New College of Florida alone for those recruitment and improvement efforts. And now that the governor has signed these bills, they will go into effect on July 1st of this year. Reporting live in Sarasota, Adure Achumba, 10 Tampa Bay.
And she got the most blackest African name that they could find, okay? But this fucker, you know you country when you say fucker, but this fucker, is this not the same man who wants to take Black history out of Florida schools because it's overdone? Is this the same fucker that does not want to call our ancestors slaves, but instead to refer them as involuntary relocated, not even citizens, people. But this is evident in the whole thing. Y'all voted his ass back in. So what does that say? Just like stuff that goes on in, was it Louisiana? Still got slave. You can still have a slave. Did they vote on that bill this past year? People, you need to know what these white folk is doing. It's different from the light skins, okay? This is white folk that don't like your black skin. And so it's evident that if they have voted for him overwhelmingly, that Florida is still very much racist, okay? Now, when I go to Disney World, I don't encounter racism. But I don't know what's going on in the rest of the whole state. Maybe when you go to Destin, Florida, you might have a good time. Tallahassee, or if you go down to Miami with Latino based, you might not deal with that shit. But it makes me wonder if Florida is also just as racist as Georgia when it comes to voter suppression. I would need to do my research to see how many blacks are in Florida versus whites to see why would you vote this obvious racist back in office as the governor of your state? And you black people should have mounted up, just like in Georgia. They did what they had to do, and they got Senator Warshot in the office. But y'all didn't get his ass out. It already be shadow banning me, so let me go to the next thing. Run while you can. So all I got to say. Our next story is about 45. Mr. Trump. Now they have done an investigation, and they have said there is no collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia. Of course not.
A special prosecutor has ended the probe of the FBI's investigation into alleged ties between Russia and former President Donald Trump.
Tia Ewing is in Studio 32 with some sharp criticism leveled at the Bureau. Tia?
Very true, Anthony. This 4-year-long investigation stems from Donald Trump's 2016 campaign, and the special prosecutor offered harsh criticism, but no new charges. The 300-page report found there wasn't any collusion between the Trump campaign and Russia to tip the outcome of the presidential election. The documents cite a series of missteps, though, by the FBI and also the Justice Department, criticizing the FBI for opening a full-fledged investigation based on unanalyzed and uncorroborated intelligence, which wasn't standard practice. Ultimately, investigators were not able to corroborate any allegations claiming Trump was in collusion with Russia, but the special prosecutor also did not find evidence of what Donald Trump promised as, quote, the crime of the century. The FBI has since announced dozens of safeguards and also corrections. Natalie and Anthony, I'll send it back to you.
All right.
Because there's not evidence don't mean it didn't happen. Now, I believe that everything is done by design. A year later, we are still in a war. Well, we aren't yet. My TV just got super loud. And changed beaches. Ukraine is still in a war with Russia. Russia ain't got no fucking money. Ukraine for damn sure don't have it. But of course, the United States has people poor. I gotta work 5 jobs, which takes away if I can't do YouTube because I gotta work in order to scrape by to pay rent. You gotta choose between eating and paying your car insurance and all kind of stupid shit like that. That's mandatory. Chicago is having a crisis right now because Texas keeps sending migrants over here, just like, yeah, here they come. You know, it's kind of like a good for nothing ass mama when they drop their baby off to their mama house to go out. It's like, here you go. You know, don't call, no show. They just on the way. And we don't have money to house them. And so now they are crying out to FEMA for money because they don't know where these people are going. Not far from me, they're, in 2 places. They are reforming high schools and schools as places for migrants to come to stay until they can figure out what to do with them. And I just think about the Astrodome. These are not shelters. When all those people were just there, I'm sure these are not the best conditions. I know for damn sure these schools don't have showers and sinks and things like that is really needed to house people. Thousands of them, or hundreds, whatever the fuck they got going on. But to make the point is, all of our resources are going to a war that does not have anything directly to do with us. Where do you think Russia is getting money from? They could be getting something from us. But as I told you in a previous video, China. You have to keep your eyes open because it gets deeper. But I digress. Unfortunately, today there was a mass shooting in Farmington, New Mexico. So we are going to, where are we going to? KOAT news station to hear the story.
And that breaking news, at least 3 people dead and 2 police officers injured in a mass shooting in Farmington. Our team has been there all afternoon, on the ground and in the air. Video here from our Sky 7.
And tonight we're hearing from those affected and the calls from first responders in the moments after the deadly shooting. We begin with Stephanie Muniz.
Hey, this area has been blocked off nearly all day. You can still see where the police officers are blocking Comanche and Dustin. This crime scene is along all of Dustin. Now, you can see this video from Sky 7 that just shows how big the crime scene is. It spans several blocks. Now, the blocked off area spans all of these blocks. And according to police, an 18-year-old suspect was shooting at people in this neighborhood. They say this all started around 11 this morning.
Officers responded to the area to find a chaotic scene where a male subject was actively firing upon individuals in that neighborhood. We have 4 officers from the Farmington Police Department that confronted the subject. They were able to stop his actions.
Now, 2 officers were shot, 3 people died, and we know 9 other people were also injured because of this shooting. Now, police have not released any of the details or names on any of the people involved, but as we've been here, they say they're going to be releasing some video to us later tonight to try and explain and put together exactly what happened. Reporting live in Farmington, Stephanie Muniz, KOAT Action 7 News.
Stephanie, thank you. San Juan Regional Medical Center received 7 patients from the shooting. That includes the 2 officers.
We are now hearing some of the first calls in the moments during the deadly shooting.
Oh, shoot.
This guy is right in front of the church. Copy. We have several down, 3 dead, multiple shots going off.
I have 1 female alive. I need an ambulance.
Let's go back live to Farmington.
That's right. Angel Salcido has reaction now from some very concerned residents there. Angel.
Well, guys, definitely showed you just how wide this crime scene is. And I think another point that's important to emphasize here, this is a residential area. You'll see how many houses, and if you look up the other side of the street, you'll see even more. Take a look at this ground video that we got earlier on when this investigation was honestly pretty early on. We have Farmington Police, Farmington Sheriff's Office, as well as State Police. And because this is such a residential area, I walked around and talked with some of the folks who saw what happened. Take a listen.
My body went into like a fight flight. I was like, no, I don't have anything to defend myself, so I'm going to get out of here. I don't want to, because he was shooting this way, so I don't want to be collateral damage or something bad happen, you know?
And I also spoke with a couple of ladies who, again, saw everything happen. They tell me that Farmington has changed, and the police presence here has been just about 2 months ago. They actually saw a drive-by shooting. We're going to have more on that coming up tonight at 10. I'm live in Farmington, Angel Salcido, KOAT Action 7 News.
And the governor reacting to today's shooting, saying in part this: I am grateful to law enforcement for their quick response and that there does not appear to be any ongoing threat to public safety. I have directed the state to provide whatever support the city and county need as they conduct a thorough investigation and as the community begins to heal.
And the New Mexico House Republican caucus also writing in part, senseless violence has become a norm for many New Mexico communities. And we will continue to call on the legislature to seriously address out-of-control crime with common sense reforms, mental health support, and supporting law enforcement in our states.
And we'll continue to bring you the latest on the investigation, both on air and online. For updates, just download the free KOAT app.
When have you heard some bullshit happening in places like New Mexico? Okay, if I'm not mistaken, New Mexico is an open carry state. Like, they don't have crime like that. Meanwhile, we're funding wars in other countries, and they just blowing each other up. They have defunded mental health assistance. People need therapy. People need medicine. Children need IEPs. Children need therapy. People need friends. We need post-COVID mental health accessibility. But it's it's too much like right for that shit to happen. I have never watched Breaking Bad, so I'm not sure. But it's also evident to me, this is my personal opinion. Again, you ain't never heard nothing really happening in New Mexico. This is now, it could be some drug cartels, anything. People is going other places that haven't been hit yet. Like you saw those videos of them characters going over to Alaska, gang banging and shit on ice. Like, this is evident to me. I want to keep my eyes open to see what really happened. Like they said, we just had a drive-by shooting. I hate to racially profile my people. I'm not saying it can't be white people, but it just doesn't, it's not common for Brad and them to just be, you know, let's get in the car, let's do a drive-by shoot. Like, it's, whew. Let me go mind my Chicago business. Okay. And thank you, Mashu, for that comment. Look, I've seen you on Deb's channel. Look, bring some friends with you, okay? That will pour into the show. That will actually watch the show, because they watch me for the mess. But I try to have some balance, and I thank y'all that's over there on Facebook for my likes and loves. Thank y'all. Shout out to my Facebook audience. Yeah, Brad, Todd, and Ken, you know, they do drive-bys, but it's a whole different type of drive-by. It ain't that, okay? Okay, so our last national world news story is another friend of Trump. We're just going on with the racism, okay? Rudy Giuliani is being accused of sexual assault. Yeah, let's just get to it.
Giuliani named in a sexual harassment lawsuit charging him with demanding sexual favors and engaging in alcohol-fueled rages and wage theft.
CBS 2 political reporter Marsha Kramer here now with all the details on this. Marsha.
Well, the suit is from a woman he hired to handle business development for his firm as a graphic designer. It's filled with multiple allegations about influential politicians who reportedly demanded sexual favors.
He was constantly pressuring her, making sexual comments, sexual remarks to her, about himself. When they were supposed to be working, he would, as our client alleges, he would then grope her and try to initiate sexual contact.
Attorney Justin Kelton talking about his client Noelle Dunphy and the complaint she filed in Manhattan Supreme Court, charging former Mayor Rudy Giuliani with sexual abuse, harassment, and wage theft. He reportedly refused to pay her the $1 million salary he promised. It is a complaint filled with shocking details and allegations, including that Giuliani drank morning, noon, and night and was frequently intoxicated, and therefore his behavior was always unpredictable. Giuliani also took Viagra constantly, would expose himself, and, quote, tell her that he could not do any work until you take care of this. Made clear that satisfying his sexual demands, which came virtually anytime, anywhere, was an absolute requirement of her employment.
She alleges that on several occasions she objected clearly, that he did not respect those objections.
Noelle Dunphy also made tape recordings of some of her exchanges with Giuliani, who, when she was hired in January 2019, was the private attorney of then-President Donald Trump. In fact, when she asked him if his firm had a human resources department where she could file a complaint, he reportedly laughed it off. Giuliani said he did not have a human resources department to suit charges and bragged that no one would ever sue him because he was connected to President Trump and he had private investigators who would punish anyone who complained. And there was also the matter of his reportedly inappropriate comments when he had been drinking, comments recorded by Noelle Dunphy.
Making all kinds of extremely vulgar sexual remarks, racist remarks, comments about the genitalia of Jewish men, for example, comments about different ethnic groups, comments about the bodies of prominent women like Hillary Clinton and Elizabeth Warren, imagining them in sexual scenarios.
In published reports, Giuliani's attorney said he categorically denies all of the allegations of this frivolous complaint, but he didn't comment on whether or not his client and Dunphy were romantically entangled. Now, the suit also claims Giuliani gave Noelle Dunphy access to more than 23,000 of his emails, some allegedly containing classified and privileged exchanges with then-President Trump, his family, secretaries of state, and former attorneys general. Guys?
Okay. Thank you, Marsha.
Thank you, Marsha.
Well, they saw me on the camera. It wasn't me. Let me tell you. Sorry. Sexual assault is not a funny thing, but baby. Ooh. Now, Rudy Giuliani is not somebody. He has never appealed to me like he could get some coochie. Now, you know, Trump, when he had hair, he was probably getting some pussy. But never have you looked at a Rudy Giuliani picture with no neck having ass like, yeah, he's slanging that thing. And he is not giving BDE. I'm sorry. Get your fucking ass out of here. Now, ma'am. You ask, is there an HR department after you got the motherfucking job? Bitch, who hired you? Like, did you turn in your paperwork to whom? Okay. Hey, really be TV. Just grab it. We could just make the shirt Ray Ray meow. Okay. When somebody promised me $1 million, $1 million. Okay, then you gotta be old enough to know that joke. Okay. You best believe I got like 10 contract with this slick ass lawyer. I would have been reading that shit 10 times. I would have had 3 other lawyers to read the fine print for me because you know that he is a lawyer and he's a slick ass lawyer. Bitch, you went to work for the lawyer that's lawyering for Trump that says grab him by the pussy. So if he worked for him, birds of a feather flock together. You thought that he wasn't going to grab your pussy too, ma'am? I wouldn't trust none of it. And you best believe I would make sure that I got my $1 million in writing. And so when the first paycheck came and he said, I ain't got it. Like, how did this go about? Because you ain't got my check, bitch. I'm out. With your 23,000 emails, I promise you. And your little dick. The minute he started talking about his dick, that's the... You sure you want to do that, sir? Okay. I would have knew it was a setup when he said 1 million, right? For graphic design. Look, I'm a graphic designer. Where? Sign me up. We gonna talk about your dick all day until the check clear, okay? I'm gonna make pictures of your dick. I'm gonna do all kind of shit and put it to, I'm gonna slip it to social media and to TMZ on your ass. Yeah, he's sexually harassing. Oh yeah. You need me to take care. Well, you know what? My mouth is not working. I just had some dental work and I've had lockjaw and I suck a lot of dicks. You know, I probably could, but I have a friend, okay? And I would have paid one of them back page hoes or Pornhub hoes or OnlyFans, whatever. And he would have had the best of hoes. And I would have sat and watched this little dick get sucked because that turns on nasty rich white men on. I would have played with it and me and that hoe would have gotten paid. And I would have secretly videoed your stinking ass. And TMZ would have been the first motherfuckers to get it. This is what we doing up here in the Trump camp. Okay. Okay. And he all the motherfuckers would have lost. Okay. I'm just saying. You got to play with the, you know, rich white men is nasty. You got to play the game. Whether they turned on by the most weirdest shit. Okay. You should be getting multi-millions of dollars. Now, I know that's an uncomfortable feeling. Almost all women have been in a situation where they have been victims of sexual assault or being in an uncomfortable couch situation. So I understand. But there were some clues, ma'am. The Rudy Giuliani ain't shit. And you took that job knowing he ain't shit. But I want you to get paid. Make him pay you for your pain. Excuse me, at least you were smart enough to get the video. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be careful how MJ had right. I know what it looked like. I got pictures of it. I would have been taking pictures with the dick. Like, I love to make videos. Can we make, you don't have to show your face. But yeah. Can I just get a side view of the sucking of the dick? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, got him. Okay. So, hey, I told y'all I can't get a few news. Okay, again, if you're just coming in, I am Princess A.V. and you are watching 50/50 News. We'll give you 100% of the news with a small twist of ratchet. We have just got done with national news. We have done local news, and our next news will be entertainment news. But I'm going to take a short commercial, please take your time and hit the like button. Also, if you would like to give to the channel, over there is the Cash App somewhere, House of the Princess, cash tag. Excuse me. Also, I do have Venmo, PayPal, Cash App. Baby, I'll take credit cards, whatever you got, I'll take it. So if you need to know what it is, the email here, it covers the PayPal and the Zelle. No, not the Zelle. It's another email. But the Apple Pay, some shit like that. But if you need help, email me. I'm trying to stop cussing on the news. I'm trying to be better. Lord is working with me. Okay, let's take a commercial break. I like that song. I might have to use it for something else. Look, y'all over here talking about smoke break. You ain't gonna get the hose, but you ain't have time to light it up and fix the smoke through the rest of this show. I hope that you have taken the time and shown some manners and press the like button. Those are coming in and pass it through. And look, the likes are liking. So I do appreciate that. Okay. I appreciate everybody who's coming in. And I hope that you have subscribed to the channel. That is a free way to support the channel. Help a Black sister out. Come to YouTube, subscribe to the channel, put me all up in your algorithms, okay? One of the stuff. Oh, look, I meant to watch that. What is that? Tulsa. Look, I almost said the wrong Tulsa up in here. Tulsa. I wanted to watch that that show. Remind me to put it on there. Oh, it's giving people one of the standalone story. Oh, look, I had went back. I thought you was talking about something else. I had went back and started watching Scandal again, and it was very different. You know, that woman with the dog, and yeah, I think I know what episode you're talking about. And they had took her life trying to cover up the sex scandal. You were looking at my link tree. Yes, I have a lot of things on the link tree. All the pay stuff is on the link tree. Also, my other businesses, the graphic design business, the lip gloss business. I got some on today. Soon I'll finally be officially bringing the Intimate Dutchess to the table with the lingerie. Like, we're working. We're trying to. I'm trying to get my life together. So I want to go back to not working in a couple of years. Yeah. Because that's for the birds. It takes all my time from me doing things that I love to do. So with that being said, let us move forward to the next segment of our show. Celebrity news. Okay, this segment we do celebrity entertainment news. The good old tea, not deep into the tea, but just a little sip to keep you going and let you know what is going on in the celebrity world. Now, of course, we have been talking about Jamie Foxx for the last month. He alleged to have a stroke or brain aneurysm. And so he's allegedly now here in my hometown of Chicago, Illinois, in a rehab center. Don't think I ain't gonna try to find out where he's at, even if I don't tell you. I'm just nosy. Okay, and let's hear. I have two stories to read about him, but I just got a video.
New tonight, singer and actor Jamie Foxx is reportedly receiving care in Chicago after a health scare.
Tia Ewing has more on this developing story, with security keeping a close watch.
Jamie Foxx, the singer and the actor, suffered a medical emergency last month. We don't know exactly what happened, but what we are learning is that he's here in Chicago at the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, where he's recovering. It is consistently ranked the #1 rehab facility in the entire country. This is the entrance where Fox's daughter, Annalise, was seen going in to visit her father. His daughter, Corinne, was also spotted off of McClure Court in Ontario. Sources tell Fox 32 Jamie Foxx is here in recovery, but we don't know what he's being treated for. The Shirley Ryan Ability Lab specializes in stroke recovery, traumatic brain injury rehab, spinal cord injury rehab, and cancer rehabilitation. Just days ago, Fox's daughter posted this to Instagram, saying Foxx has been out of the hospital for weeks and that he's been playing pickleball. The rehab does offer an adaptive sports and fitness program. Corinne and Jamie were recently replaced on Fox's Beat Shazam by Nick Cannon and Kelly Osbourne because of his medical issue. But just today, his daughter posted this about a second music game show coming to Fox called We Are Family. We don't know much about Jamie Foxx's medical condition. All we know is that he had a medical emergency while filming in Atlanta, and now he's here in Chicago recovering with his family by his side. Tia Ewing, Fox 32, Chicago.
82. 82. I told you. He was either in Northwestern or Rush, Chicago. He down there, down to the Northwestern Hospital. And I know a couple of people that work there. They don't work in that department, but that don't mean. Northwestern University Hospital is downtown, and that is the Ability Lab. So if y'all wanted to know where Jamie Foxx is, you heard it here first, folks. You heard it here first, folks. That is where he is, okay? So content creators, if you share this piece of the video, whatever, just say you heard it here. Help a sister out, okay? That where is Jamie Foxx is. So I haven't commented on this. You know, you can have strokes, aneurysm. The girls are staying at my favorite hotel. Ooh, do tell. They say, you know, you can have a stroke or whatever from other things. Something in my spirit is that he was having probably voluntary surgery or something going on, and he just had an adverse effect, and that put him down. No, if you just had a stroke and things like that, you're not going to be ready to speak and be on camera and shit. So, excuse me, more power to him. Quick recovery. Her talking about that damn pickleball, that was some bullshit. She should have just, girl, you know, black folks don't even know what that is. Excuse me, the Jamie story is people aren't respecting his privacy. Why does the public feel like they own updates to his condition? He will come back to the public. I think part of it is that she was voluntarily saying things, and other people were making it a little bit more than what it was. And not the pickleball. And the other day, Saray and a lot of people, oh, he's headed for the worst. Oh, he's about to die. And it's like, but why did you put that out there? If you didn't know or if you weren't sure of what the story was. Like, it was really kind of fucked up. So I got one more video here from Entertainment Tonight. And the article, I don't know if I'm going to read the article because I feel like she's told Jamie Foxx is in a faction of Northwestern Hospital at the Shirley Ryan Ability Lab here in downtown Chicago, Illinois.
Foxx as host of Beat Shazam.
Oh my God!
Jamie remains hospitalized in Atlanta more than 3 weeks after suffering a mystery medical emergency. Nick dropped hints that this was in the works when he spoke with Kevin 12 days ago.
I know he's doing so much better because I'm actually about to do something special for him and doing him a favor. So
Really?
I know things. I can't really say what it is. Well, it'll be out there soon. I was reluctant to go all the way there, but he gave me the blessing. So it's a beautiful thing.
We're going to Ireland to shoot.
Yeah. What? That's right. The Fox show shoots in Ireland. Today, Jamie spoke out for the first time, thanking Nick and fans with this post saying, "See you all soon." The network also confirmed Kelly Osbourne will fill in as guest DJ. In a now deleted post, she showed off the set where you could hear Nick being introed.
Give it up for my brother Nick Cannon, y'all.
Season 6 premieres May 23rd, and today, Stephen Twitch Boss's widow, Allison Holker, is breaking her silence and getting emotional with Hoda Kotb, nearly 5 months since his heartbreaking suicide.
There's no one that saw this coming. No one. He wanted to be the strong one for everyone, and I think that was a little scary for him to think that he might need to ask for help. He really wanted to be everyone's Superman, and he said that a lot. One of the most magical humans. And I learned, I'm sorry.
Allison will now take over her late husband's estate as she raises their 3 kids without him.
They just ask, when is Daddy coming back? And that's a really hard one. Then it'll be like a couple weeks later, like, but does he come back when he's older? Like, when Daddy's older, he'll come back.
Look, if y'all want to watch that story, God bless you. God bless Twitch. Go find it on. I'm sorry. We try to be right. On EOLine, not Waldo. Well, we found him. You know what I'm saying? TMZ parked outside the. Well, you can't really do too much outside that hospital because it's downtown. And it's not a lot of parking, whatever. You got to walk up on it. But Chicago is good for having security. So I'm sure, that's a higher security hospital anyway. And if they say they got tight security, they got some tight security. They go, ping, 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 ping. Your ass all the way down. Hey, Designs and Decor, good morning. Look, we're nearing the end of the show. God bless Jamie Foxx and his family. We're gonna be on the lookout, okay? It's not a sham. They said he was playing pickleball. I believe he was, she made it seem like he's sitting up there like the cow. I think he's somewhere in somebody's wheelchair or something trying to play some ping pong. Okay. This next story is Jay Morant. I perused upon this story the first time, didn't go into it. This is a story of niggas nigging. That's all I got to say about that.
Memphis Grizzlies star Ja Morant has been suspended for a second time after once again appearing to flash a gun on social media. The video circulated on Saturday night. It shows Morant with what appears to be a handgun while he's riding in a friend's car. Yesterday, the Grizzlies said they were aware of the video and suspended Morant from all team activities pending league review. In March, Morant was suspended for 8 games after he was seen holding a gun inside a nightclub on Instagram Live. A representative for Morant did not immediately respond to requests for comment.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at.
Well, first of all, it's obviously that he doesn't have handlers. And if he does, he doesn't have any good handlers, okay? He did it not once, but a second time. So that is also, to me personally, these are all thoughts of the House of the Princess and Princess A.V. that he probably would have a mental health issue. Because I don't know any people that have all this money and are living out their life dreams that will fuck it up trying to carry guns on camera, other than T.I. And he even knew what to sit his ass down. But you didn't see him on camera and stuff. He said he was doing it because he was nervous from living the street life. So, sir, if you would like to be poor, there are people like me who are struggling content creators that I would love to invest even a fraction of that money into my own real studio or home where I can have an extended studio where I can live life and I can pack up my products and have a company and live out my dreams and probably help people as well and pay my rent without struggling versus you having all of this money and you ain't got shit to do with it but wipe your behind with dollar bills and flush them down the toilet because that is essentially what you are doing, sir, with this gunplay. Now you also going to keep playing with people and something might happen to you that you're not ready for because when they made one, you obviously know that they made two. And some people are not going to play with you and it's not cute to be on social media with artillery. I don't know the fascination behind that. This shit is stupid to me. But who are me to judge? Go to hell, sir. Go to hell. Next story. Martha Stewart. We love Martha Stewart. She is the queen of DIY and home stuff. She is the oldest lady to ever don the cover of Sports Illustrated, okay? I can't make these things up. Okay, and we're about to go to the story in a hot second.
It's a surprise for many, but Martha Stewart is among the cover models for the 2023 Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue. Stewart is joined by Megan Foxx, Kim Petras, Brooks Nader of the famous issue. At 81 years old, Martha Stewart is now the oldest swimsuit model the magazine has featured. She posed in the Dominican Republic and appears in a total of 10 looks. Her career began as a model at 15, and her recent modeling with social media selfies have become very popular. Hello,
I'm not mad at her. Now, my light-skinned brothers and sisters, you're just going to have to, bear with the statement that I'm going to say, okay? We all know that black don't crack. And white women age horribly for the most part out of any race, okay? But I will tell you that Martha Stewart, that's because she hang around black folks, okay? She is not only invited to the cookout, but she brings the potato salad sometimes, okay? All right? She ages well. She looks impeccable, okay? 81 years old, ma'am, and you out here with your cheeks out. Do you, sis? Do you, sis? I don't have no wine glass. Nothing. Look, I got a desk now. We moving up on the world. I'm going to cheers to you, ma'am. When I get 80 pounds down, when I grow up, I'm going to be like you, ma'am. You are serving and we are eating. And lastly, here in entertainment news, the story of the week has been Kim Zolciak and Croy Bierman are filing for divorce amongst all of that tax debt that they got and potential repossession of the home, all this bullshit. Let's see.
Real Housewives of Atlanta alum Kim Zolciak files for divorce from Croy Bierman after 11 years of marriage. According to court docs obtained by TMZ, Kim says the marriage is, quote, irretrievably broken with no hope of reconciliation, and the couple's date of separation is listed as April 30th. Per the docs, Kim is requesting primary physical custody of the kids and joint legal custody. She shares 4 children with Croy, 11-year-old Croy Jr., 10-year-old Cash, and 8-year-old twins Kane and Kaya. Kim also has daughters Brielle and Ariana from a previous relationship. Croy filed to legally adopt the two in 2013, and the adoption was finalized in July of that year. Additionally, TMZ, citing court docs, reports that the reality star wants spousal support and is hoping to legally restore her maiden name. She has been going by the hyphenated Kim Zolciak Bierman since they wed. 6 months ago, Kim and Kroy reflected on what they considered essential secrets to their long-term relationship. Kim told E! News in November the answer was, quote, communication, and added, choosing to love that person day in and day out. I think it's a choice, and a lot of times people are just so quick to throw in the towel. The two tied the knot in November of 2011. The lead-up and nuptials were featured on the Bravo spin-off series Don't Be Tardy for the Wedding. Kroy also shared his thoughts on putting their relationship in the public eye and if that scrutiny took any sort of toll. But he told E! News at the time, whether you're married on camera or a regular person married, I don't think there's any difference. And I think when things get tough, people don't want to stay true to their vows and stay true to their partner. They'd rather just say screw it and try it on the next one. But you gotta hold true to your promises that you gave that person when you were standing in front of your friends and family. E! News has reached out to Kim and Kroy's reps, and they had no comment. E! and Bravo are both part of the NBC Universal family.
First, I would like to send a shout out to Dr. Blue and her channel. Someone also made light that, might have been Mims, that in her vows she said, I will be with you until the money runs out. And right now, she has drained him dry. For years, she was sucking him off and draining him dry and had all those 4 bags of money on him. And they were doing the TV show. You could tell that Kroy is a simple man. He was always telling her, like, look, you don't need this. We don't need that. But then she'd be basically like, shut up, Kroy. And she would put her vagina in his mouth and go about her day. She convinced this man to adopt her kids. That's just how much he loved this woman. And in the old adage, they say, always find a man that loves you more than you love them. And in this case, she has followed the code of ethics. Now, I will bestow upon Kim Zolciak Bierman for the day a PhD in Thoughtnomics, okay? She does have a PhD in Thoughtnomics because she has used what she got to get what she wants. Now, Dr. Blue has said that she was ran through before she got to court. This is all alleged, right? That she was out there selling her vagina for wholesale out there on Alibaba. I can't even say the shit with a straight face. Excuse me. You can buy a Thoughtnomics shirt on the Royalty Beauty Brands website. Ooh, she said she was out there selling coochie. Wholesale out there on Alibaba. And, she went to Kroy after she got ran through by Big Papa. He was done with it. So she had to find her next victim. And poor Tink Tink. She done drained him dry. And she said, and she said in her vows, I'll be with you till the money's gone. And that is in fact what is happening. I pray to God that Kroy has some money in a Swedes account. Or maybe, I hate to be in the lead attorney, be right, not only the prenups agree. That man, they put everything in his mama name. And he was like, you got to be quicker than that. I hope that you have something in your mama name, Kroy. Okay. Men have a tendency, these women be hoes, but you just love them so much and you get blinded by the vagina. And I do believe that Croy thought he had him one and they would be together forever. Now, one side of me wonders, is this a PR stunt for them to get out of debt? If they divorce, will that break down some of the debt? Will that elongate the process of them having to pay people back, right? There are so many layers to that. Now, Carlos King said on his podcast that this was very shocking to him because Kim Zolciak was on his show last season and Croy was there. This is barely a year ago. And they were very much in love and they were so proud of Carlos and whatever. And he said it looked like the day that they met. He was like, they're thick as thieves. So it is very much a shocker that all of a sudden she doesn't want him. I think she may still love him, but baby, love don't pay the bills, okay? Singing does not pay the bills, okay? Singing will have you on the corner with your shoulda, coulda, woulda. Singing. Baby, she had to be like, look, I got to put this coochie to work, okay? Coochie don't fail me now. I got to turn this, okay. Yeah, and that's something else, okay? But she had to put her coochie powers to activate, okay? That's where we at with it. And if that's, yeah, okay. She might have sat him down like, baby, you're going to have to take this L, but he's not going without a fight because he said, ho, you done fucked up your kids. You ain't going to fuck up all of mine, okay? And you're not going to have them 12 years old with lipo and plastic surgery because that little girl looked a little wrong, okay, already. And lipstick and with hair weaves and $300 wigs and duck lips and whatnot, okay? He said, you're gonna fuck you, baby, okay? I'm gonna take my kids and raise them, and we're gonna live in this trailer as we should. Because this man, he does know how to persevere and live a regular life. And he probably gonna go back to his mom and daddy house or his sister house or something like that. Because Kim Zolciak can't go back to that. And much to your surprise, my shoe, if you are not following Roa this season, Kim Zolciak already will be making a cameo appearance with Deshaun Snow, Sheree, and who else was at that dinner? I can't think. Another OG. So she's already on the Roa docket, on the Bravo docket. It's planned. That bitch knew just she was making an exit, and she gonna need to make some coin to pay all these taxes and to sell this house. And Croy said, "Give me the house. I'm staying." How about that? It gets deep, y'all. And I'm here for the stuff. I'm here to watch. I'm not celebrating the demise of nobody's relationship because it was surprising to me as well. But she messed over that man, okay? He's a good man, Savannah. He's a good man. And you over here doing your whole activities and you just left that man high and dry. Baby, after you done spent all his money on Gucci, Louis, and Prada and lip fillers and titties, gone somewhere, man. Gone somewhere. Okay, now that I have done with my rant, that is all I have for celebrity news today. Excuse me for rubbing my nose, allergies, and his hair, like little hairs is going across my nose. But like I said, I've been breaking out a little bit in the house, so I know I've been taking no medicine, but I'm gonna find me some tonight, okay? So that those who are coming in, if you came in on the tail end, come on, get you some. Come in and hit the like button. If you enjoy what you see, subscribe to the channel. That is a free way to support the channel, support a Black business. And baby, this is a business, okay? Also, let me see. The likes is liking. I appreciate that. Again, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And not only do you need to, I know you saying this whole got me working, but hit the notification bell and make sure that you press all so that you can get all notifications whenever I'm live for whatever type of content. Look, California Cutie said I done took her through the braider. Okay, I love you, sis. So with that being said, we are almost done with our news, and please support the channel financially. Look, I needs the money. Okay, if I was making money, I wouldn't have to go to work, and I can give you all the content that you want that I like, and I can go back to being live like every day or something like that, or I can work a little less harder than 6 and 7 days a week, and I can prepare. But we finna get a team over here at the House of the Princess to help a sister out. And yes, thank you. Like the video. Yes, my sis. I am glad you. I hope you had a good Mother's Day too. All that Funko money dried up. Look, he didn't have long Falcon money. Instead of gambling it, they should have been investing in holes. Doing whole shit. But that's a whole nother story. Okay, that's a whole nother regular life on that one. So before we go, we're not quite done yet. We have one more quick segment. YouTube news. Now look, I'm not going to talk long about this here YouTube news because I'm tired of YouTube people. It's like going to the ghetto just to see them beat up on each other, shoot each other. I'm trying to focus on love and light in my life. And watching YouTube can be so toxic. It's so much going on YouTube. So I'm just going to give you the fast 3-second version, 2-minute version of this. So number one on the docket is Sweet Pea Diaries. Sweet Pea Diaries have been into it with AATT because I don't like, it's like saying the Candy Man. I don't want that whole over here. She's dead to me. I told you that. But she's been into it with that camp for, this is a spider on the wall? Okay. Well, quite some time, a year and a half. Okay. So allegedly, they done got the Patreons going. They got the station heads going. They got the paperwork going and the suing, the suitations of it all. And feel it's like Madison and Cicero. The doxing of it all. If you want to see it, I don't even got to see plenty. Baby, this one is too much. It's too much. It's been a year and a half of these two content creators going back and forth. Now, first it was the one content creator that was harassing her, and then we add on Sean David Way, I forgot. He don't like Sweet Pea either. And they've been all 3, 4, 10 of them. They've been going back and forth. And, finally, Sweet Pea got her sea legs. And she says, y'all going to stop picking on me. It's like a backyard fight, schoolyard fight. And she done came out swinging like, fuck all y'all. Okay, I'm going to beat your ass. And so that's what's going on. I watch sometimes. Now they got, it's the real life dozens. Chile, okay, in the words of Goody, okay. But if you would like to go find Goody, go find who else do some of those beef sector people. They do reviews on that. And apparently, they have infiltrated the beef sector. It's deep. It's real deep. Okay, it's real deep. I personally, on the sidebar, wish since they was in the same, I wish that somebody had just beat somebody's ass at this point because it's been going far too long. And maybe with the harassment of people's family and the kids and the doxing of people's HIPAA and doctors, paperwork, like, I wonder if somebody had just got their ass beat, will we still be here a year and a half later? I'm just saying. So next on the docket is Denard and Sean David Way and original King Payne. They into it. And Denard has come on the scene with a fiery blazing fire, okay? And he is coming for all of your faves. And he don't give a fuck, okay? And I think a lot of all three of them do Jaguar content and Goomba content. And they're arguing who should have the exclusive on the exclusive. Excuse me. I have no idea why at this point Jaguar is so fucking interesting. At first it was like, okay, yeah, she's saying stuff, but now it's like you got to people's channels is getting taken and they getting struck, and this lady's in jail, and they talking to the family, they talking to the mama, they talking to the new hoe that belongs to Goomba, and they don't want nobody else talking to them. People has eaten off this story, all of them, and it's more than 3 of them. Okay, people are eating good off this story. Can y'all hear this music? I'm on the main street. I don't understand why it's so loud. But even it was funny to me when Perry dressed up with the shit because it's just entertaining. Is there exploitation there? Yes. I don't take it back. I don't think people really give a fuck about Jaguar or Goomba like that. That's a fact. They care about their checks and their livelihood. You had to put your life on the line between you and Jag. You're going to choose you every time. I know I don't give a damn about none of the people like that I will put myself in a precarious situation. People who need help with abuse and mental health. Now, Jag brought her funky ass here to Chicago and cut up in that Midway airport all around them racist people. It was only because she was on camera. Surprised they can take her in the back room and beat her motherfucking ass. Because that's the type of shit they do here in Chicago. And they don't be giving a fuck. And they just started making them people wear body cams. Chicago was known for corruption and forced and coerced confections and all kinds of shit. They gonna get you. And I wouldn't be surprised if they still ain't gonna get her now. But I digress. On better notes, YouTube, Gemini Talks is back. If you follow Gemini Talks, put your notifications back on. If not, go follow her. Okay? If you don't want to be a part of the mess, she don't have none on her channel. Okay, she just had her 2 beautiful babies less than a year ago. I think she said they're 10 months, and she's still adapted to have having a baby, not one but 2 of them. Okay, 2 of them. So she had 2 babies, a set of twins, a boy and a girl, and she's looking back to get in the game back of content creation, doing show reviews. She was doing YouTube reviews before she got pregnant, but it got to be a lot with the mess and people coming for her. She's just not that way. She's a very sweet soul. So I admonish you, encourage you, go follow Gemini Talks. I'm happy for her to be back. And yes, I'm always gonna celebrate another Gemini. And it's almost our time. And lastly, Jaguar. People say, oh, she's in jail. We gonna get her out of jail. Let's raise bond after she done threatened everybody when their mama destroyed people's property, stole the U-Haul, got her mama out here homeless, done went and moved Legina Gold, aka supposed to be R. Kelly and Aaliyah's love child, from down there to Detroit to Dallas, made her homeless, exploited her son who's supposed to be on the spectrum. And you've heard her cuss out Goomba. You could go watch one of them on PR 613. That is a segment that we have, but it's on down to the Instagram. Okay, go follow PR 613. What else? It's like a real life soap opera, but it's very, very sad. and this is why I don't really cover it, because it's too much, okay? And she's not getting the mental health help that she needs. We have all these people with theories and what might have been or whatever. But at the end of the day, that lady in jail and she got a bond that you ain't gonna be able to cover, and they're trying to institutionalize her for a while. So it's a lot of, it might be, it might not be, but we are not her family members, so we don't really know what's going on. But all in all, I want to say keep her up in prayer because she's sick. It's sad. Okay, this is beyond the jokes about fentanyl weed. Okay, pray for Goomba that he's taking his meds and he get his life together, because he's sitting up there homeless with her, you know. And then you go from being married to Jag, and then you just jump to your next bitch. I'm sorry, your next woman. And then y'all get hyped up off of this social media notoriety and making money where you giving the money to the people that don't deserve it in these interviews and going in chats and all of that. It's sad. And I will tell you, attention from YouTube and social media is like a drug. It is very addictive. And everybody don't know how to handle being on social media. They don't know how to handle attention. And so they start to do anything to get it. And look at this human car crash that you see, which is Jaguar Wright. She had fame and she lost it, allegedly due to mental health and drug abuse. And she has nothing. I used to be in love. Baby, I played that record, her first record, over and over and over again. Second record wasn't as good, but the moment I heard her sing a song, Cry Live, that was it. And my girl called me and told me that her record came out. I got it from BMG. So, ma'am, I probably didn't pay for it, but I played the shit out of that CD on my CD Walkman, okay? So before MP3s. She's talented and lost her talent and lost her life. And so many other people like that character we just talked about in the basketball. Not well. And some of y'all, just regular people, as we can see on YouTube, walking around, you crazy than a Betsy bug. And y'all need some help. Get help. So with that being said, I would like to acknowledge our first super chat of the show. To you about my guest and my sister, California Cutie. Yes, I enjoy my Mother's Day. I had something happen that was just like, girl, I got to see you on the phone on another day. Thank you so much for the encouragement. But California Cutie, please follow her channel. She is my ray of sunshine. She looks for positivity in everything. And look, I just noticed this whole time, I tell you, I got to get back in the groove. I'm sitting up here in the Princess. This is where I was supposed to be during the whole show. I was supposed to be down to the newsroom. I didn't even get up out the palace to go to the newsroom until the end of the show. I told you I got to get my sea legs back and get used to doing things the way it's supposed to be done. But besides that, I think I did a decent job. If you don't think so, it's okay. Okay. I am going to pat my own self on the back. And yes, Riri, love, you are correct. So with that being said, now I can bid you adieu over here at the House of the Princess. We are in the newsroom. You have been watching 50/50 News. I am your host, Princess A.V. I hope you've shown some manners. Press the like button. Right now, the likes have been liking. But you watching on the replay, please hit the like button. Leave a comment for engagement to keep me in the algorithms, move me up in the algorithms. Please press the subscribe button. Now, if you are on the replay and would like to support the channel, you can leave a super thanks, as well as you can hit the Cash App, you guys. PayPal, Venmo, Google Pay, Apple Pay, any way that you want to pay, and Zelle. I do accept payments and contributions. It does go back to the channel because look, we have a high level of visual arts here. I give you a whole production with the show, and it only gets better with time, with the glow up. Trust and believe it. I want to tell everybody that I love you. If nobody's told you that they love you today, I'm going to tell you I love you. I want you to go forward and be well. Hug on somebody tomorrow. Go out and walk the kids in nature and choose to be happy on purpose, because happiness is the epitome of freedom. And you can do anything you want to. You could deal with anybody that you want to if you are happy, okay? And it's essential to mental health. So, with that being said, you have been watching the 50/50 News. I am your host, Princess A.V. I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye bye, you all.